What are we talking about today?
I don't know.
Animal husbandry,
Yeah.
which means the taking care of and stewarding animals, right? What was wrong with your little sweet little honey cow outside?
She was freezing.
She was freezing. Come here, Ruby, just a little bit, okay? Just in case. And Taste Honey's not used to the sounds of the barn with the goats and the we just don't want her to knock you down, okay? So Honey Pie was outside just shaking, and I will edit in right now some footage to show you. All right, folks, this is what I'm talking about shaking. You guys can see it's evident. This cow's cold. We got to get her warm, otherwise she could get an upper respiratory infection or get sick real quick. And as a matter of fact, Rubykins, you can still see her shaking. Folks, do you see that? It's not as bad as it was. It was really bad before. She'll stop as soon as she eats all that hay. And what will she make inside of her tummy when she eats hay? Heat. It's called metabolic heat. The digestive process creates heat to warm the animals from the inside out. Correct?
Yeah.
Now, why is Honey over here cold when the rest of the cows are just fine?
Because when they're little like this, and they don't eat as much hay to get them warm, they get cold.
Well, kind of, sort of. When they're younger, they're more susceptible to the temperature changes, yes. But in particular with Honey here, she's half Jersey. And Jerseys are historically known to be, excuse me folks, a non-hardy. They're not winter hardy, which doesn't mean, it means they don't take the cold as well as other breeds do they? They're just a little more fragile breed. So that's why Honey's having a little trouble. She's young and she's half Jersey, so she's got kind of that going against her. But inside the barn, there's no wind in here,
No.
so it could get 20 below in here, and as long as there's no wind, she'll be fine. What was the problem with the weather the last week, Honey Sweets?
It was below freezing, and we got today, or last night, or this morning, we got like wet snow.
Well, the last month, here's been the problem. We've had a long winter. It started early in October, but we've had a mild winter, and that's almost worse than having a harsh winter. And let me explain. So, during the day, it's been an average of 30 to even 50 degrees. It's been fluctuated during the day, that much during the day. And it gets down to 15 or lower at night. So it gets down to 15, which is below freezing, and then goes all the way up to 45, 50. And it's created this up and down, so during the day it gets more humid, and that's hard for respiratory infections and things like that. And it's harder for animals to regulate their heat rather than if it would just stay cold, right? So most of the time when our animals get sick, it's usually in the fall when it starts getting cold, and in the spring, right? Because of that up down, and it's really damp. And kind of the whole winter's been like that, so it's been tough on that little Honey Pie here, hasn't it? Excuse me, folks. But now winter's come in with a vengeance, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It has been below zero. It was like 15 below zero with a wind chill, and looking at temperatures coming at 20 below zero. And Honey Pie just is not handling that right, because it's just been a rough up and down all season, hasn't it? So we're going to give Honey Pie a little help and bring her in the barn so she's out of the wind and out of the elements, right? But let's explain to the folks here, all the kids, tell the kids why that snow is sitting on top of Honey Pie.
Is it snowing?
It was snowing, but how is her body designed? Why is it designed to do that? You don't know? Okay, so Honey Pie is a cow, and we have also goats here too. Goats, cows, sheep, and even sheep, even though they got wool, are all designed by the Creator with an insulative factor underneath. They have an undercoat and outer coat, and the outer coat is designed to shed the water away. So if this was rain it would be like drip lines coming down so that the moisture doesn't touch her skin. It's designed to keep all this snow off of her. See, if we dig under this, there's nothing there. And if you were to stick your finger under, her skin would be dry. Because what would happen, honey, Sweet Pea, if her skin was wet?
She would get really cold.
She would get hypothermic real fast. She wouldn't just shake and have to regulate her heat and get warm again. She possibly could die. All animals would die if they didn't have that protective hair. And here we got your favorite goat right here. We can see how the hair is designed and how it goes down like this. And there's an undercoat underneath. And it's designed to shed off all that water. If you were to dump water on him, it would just drip down and drip off. And his skin would not get dirty. And he's a sweetheart. What's his name, Ruby?
Gilbert.
Gilbert. You named him after Gilbert Blythe on Anne of Green Gables, didn't you? So that's Gilbert. And who's that big guy right there?
Marty.
Marty. Who's that right there?
That's Dolores.
That's Dolores. Who's that big girl back there?
Autumn.
That's Autumn. Who's that white one right there?
Petey.
Petey. Who's that little girl back there? Did you name that one yet?
No.
Who's this here? Who's this little girl right here? Right here. That Clover?
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, and that's Petey, but we're unnaming him, right? We didn't name this one. We did not name this one. And we still have to name the two females, don't we?
Yeah.
But we did. Why didn't we name these three boys?
Because they're going to be made into sausage.
Gotta talk louder, Hannah.
Because they're going to be made into sausage.
Sausage! So you're telling me that sausage is made from goats?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Sausage, things like sausage and hamburger come from what? Animals,
Yeah.
don't they? I think sometimes people just think that those meats are just there, but they come from animals. Yeah. Hamburgers come from cows, right? The process of that is we raise them, we give them a happy, healthy life, right, honey? We love them, we respect them, we give them the best happy life that they could have. Then, in the most humane way, we slaughter them very quickly so that they don't feel pain. And we turn them into hamburgers or sausages or what have you. This is a basic truth about our world, and a lot of kids don't know that. Did you know that?
Yes.
A lot of kids don't know where their food comes from, do they? And it's important they find that out so they can be responsible, and if they're responsible and you know, they'll be more apt to want to buy their food from a local family-friendly farmer, right? That raises their food humanely and healthy, right? Right? This guy here we don't eat though, do we? No, because he's just a friend. He's just a wonderful little friend. And that guy right there, that's a big no, because he's our breeding boar, right?
Yeah.
He's daddy. He makes all the babies,
Yeah.
right? So do you have anything else to say to the folks today?
Marty, I want to use them for
A cart horse.
Yeah, for a cart.
Or a cart goat. Yeah, we got to get training him, don't we? Yeah, we got to order the harness. We're going to order this guy a harness, get a 2-wheel cart, and he's going to pull Ruby around the whole homestead for fun, right?
Yeah.
Help you with chores. He could even haul water for you, couldn't he? That's right. We used to have a pony that did that, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's right. All right, Ruby. Anything else? Not really, huh?
No.
All right. So, what's important to tell the folks? Keep your animals warm, right?
Yes.
Most animals do very well outside. They're fine to be out in the elements, but
Yes.
when they're babies and there are certain types of breeds, you've got to pay attention and steward them very carefully. Got to watch and babysit them.
Yes.
In this case, we're cow sitting, aren't we?
Yes.
Honey pie. Honey pie. All right. Ruby, give your exit here. Say goodbye to the folks.
Bye, everybody.
Bend down.
Bye, everybody.
This is Ruby the Homesteader Kid.
Yeah.
Till the next adventure, right?
Yep.